What is up? Welcome back to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox, joined as always by Dan Regester.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Great.
Had a
I
nice
actually had
day?
a beautiful day.
Yeah, that's what I heard from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you were late today.
It was.
We apologize for
apologize.
starting so late today.
People don't even know.
Yeah.
Episode's still out on time.
Yeah, it's published on time. That's all that matters. We're here till midnight.
But I inconvenienced you and our guest.
Yes.
Because I was too busy having a good day.
The audacity.
We
You should have
do-
been busy getting a haircut, but just priorities were chosen.
I don't disagree with you.
Dude, that beard is so scary.
That's Gabby Montemayor you're hearing, but go on. Please don't stop.
It's so rowdy. And why is it so straight? Shouldn't it be pubier?
Yeah, but
Do you-
it's
He's
very
got straight
soft.
hair.
I got
Are you
good hair.
blow drying it or like
No, this
conditioning
is natural.
it?
You brush it?
It's natural.
It's natural.
Mm-hmm. I'll shampoo it sometimes, but that's it.
You look like a Civil War general's cokehead son.
Listen, I want to cut it, but I'm getting so much hype from other dudes.
So you're gay.
It's not gay.
So what you're saying is
No, he says he only lifts weights for guys.
I mean, at this point, yeah, any bulk is for men.
Working out is for dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Women
you
don't care how much I
You
bench.
don't dress for men.
No.
Like that's a nice outfit, but that is
It's
an outfit
not-
that women compliment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not, well, especially right now, what's trendy is like not for the male gaze. Everything's loose. Everything's oversized.
Yeah. And like, I'm sure lots of women will be like, oh, that outfit. But no guys like, God damn.
Yeah.
But every time I'm super close to cutting it or going to the barber,
You get another handy.
I get
from a
another
dude in the
dude
locker room.
jerking me off,
Yeah.
In the
metaphorically,
showers.
for the beard and the hair. And my hair will never be this long again, so I'm like, if I cut it,
I feel like it's been this long before.
it's never been this long.
Are you serious? It's been close to this long.
Yeah.
He used to be extremely clean cut. Go look up Dan from his TFM days. It
I
is
remember
goddamn
that's
hilarious.
the Dan bring back old Dan.
Well,
You look like you ate that Dan.
yeah, even clips from this show a couple years ago, unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable.
There is a handsome man underneath this.
And yet-
I promise.
Somewhere.
You're still wearing the same size shorts.
All right, I told you before the
I'm
show,
not.
No,
These are extra large.
they're so tight. They're too snug.
I know, because I keep getting bigger.
exploding out. Leg day is every day.
I'm
Yeah.
230, brother.
So much girth.
I'm huge. It doesn't translate on camera, though. Like, people have no idea.
You
Yes,
just look like a guy.
I think it does. I feel like
He said he would pop top one of these days. For
I
the
will
show.
for
Take
my
your
birthday.
top off.
Yeah,
For his birthday show. We'll have to have it
Okay.
back on for his.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
May what?
May 14th.
14.
Okay. And Dan will.
I'll pop top. But no, I get the
Popped up.
compliment, or I guess the comment, every time I go out,
Nice beard, bro.
and people meet me, especially for like our normal job for the shows they do on location. They're always like, "Oh, you're way bigger than I thought." I'm like, "Do I just sound like a bitch?" And it's probably a yes.
For your size and look, you do have a very
Soft voice.
soft, hesitant voice. Like you don't project.
I don't have confidence. That's what it is.
yeah.
But that's why I go to the gym.
But that's the Dan. Like I love the little sneaky Dan comments. Like some of the gold is in the whispers of
Oh,
Dan.
I'm not denying that at all. But Dan still is like, yeah. And then meanwhile, old theater boy here is just like,
Project!
welcome to the show. I'm
plays-
here talking from my chest.
For
yeah,
the
dude,
cheap seats in the back.
I'm a film actor. He's a theater kid. I'm a film actor.
It's the difference.
Subtle.
Yeah.
So subtle.
And I guess getting ready for a role that I have not locked down yet.
Which is
I don't know, season 2 of The Revenant, or
Oh.
of American Primeval.
American Primeval. Yeah, you need to be a cavalry soldier slaughtering Mormons.
Mm-hmm. I could be on either side.
No,
I could be the Mormons.
You don't give Mormon.
No,
Mormons on the show I do.
Really?
They're
I haven't seen
kinda-
it.
I've never
looking
seen
the
a
same
Mormon
way.
with such dark hair.
I guess they fucked the blonde into themselves later.
Mm.
They didn't do it. Or the originals were not. I guess I don't know. I don't.
They're so blonde now.
They're they're beautiful.
I wouldn't. I mean, the women are.
Mitt Romney, it's a good looking guy.
I guess, but I have a thing with blonde men.
He's not blonde.
I
but
don't like.
that's
I don't
fine.
like blonde
Women
blonde
don't like
eyebrows.
blonde men.
blonde eyebrows.
Like men that are so blonde they have blonde eyebrows.
Okay,
It's like it's just too blonde.
that
think-
might mean the pubes are blonde.
I think all women hate blonde men.
Because they just look too delicate.
Too boyish.
Yeah.
Too too
You
delicate.
You can't
too
fucking elf
soft.
boy.
No.
So don't bleach my hair.
No,
Well,
I
the eyebrows
hated
won't
that.
be
I
blonde, though.
hated the bleached hair. I think I prefer this look to the bleached hair. And I don't enjoy this look either.
All right. Well, I'll definitely cut it before I go to the airport next.
Oh no, actually, I think you should leave it if you're going to the airport.
Next time we go on a trip for work,
That would be
I
really
definitely
funny.
need to clean up before I hit TSA.
Whatever. Do you look like someone TSA would flag?
No, but I always get patted down the dick.
That's just
It's because they want to see your gains.
It's always hot in that area, and they always gotta get a feel.
too much
Ew.
blood flow, too much heat.
I guess
He's
Apparently.
packing heat.
I'm not though. It's just pretty average,
It's a boyfriend dick.
and it depends on the day, you know. Especially
At
if
the airport, yeah.
At the airport, I got an acorn going, so
It's freezing cold.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. You've been sitting in a car.
I'm like, dude, I promise, I push more than this.
yeah.
More than
Like if you need me to get in a, you want to take me to the back room, I'll get in a
Yeah, so I fluff a little bit while I'm in line
that.
just tug on it.
because I know they're gonna pat me down on the dick.
Yeah. You should just go in with a full.
Raging boner.
Yeah.
That would see. That's the only way to end the embarrassment is to have full mass.
You'll either not get patted down at all or get extra patted down
Yeah.
if you do that. Today's topic is a fun one. Gabby, I don't know if you know this, but it's Irish Heritage Month
Mm.
as of 3 days ago.
I didn't know that it was a Heritage Month. I thought
It's-
it was just like St. Patrick's Day.
It's not. It just
we're
got declared.
so
Oh, really?
back,
Donald Trump signed
Gabby.
an EO.
No way.
He also made it Women's History Month.
Yeah.
It was already Women's History
Well,
Month.
he
Like,
signed the
unofficially.
dotted
He
line
signed.
for it.
Okay, he
Yeah,
signed
yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right.
So you're
whatever.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's Irish Heritage Month and Women's History Month. We're not doing a show about women though. But
We would never.
yeah, it's Irish Heritage Month. So we have an Irish story today.
Oh,
And
great.
by the way, I want to give a shout out real quick into true Irish Catholic fashion. My mother texted me the other day and was like, "You'll never guess who I ran into at the fish fry."
Is it somebody from church?
Yeah, well, someone else
Oh,
from
okay.
church. But this dude I went to grade school with who's like 8 or 9 years old.
Because it is
than me.
Lent
It is Lent, so it's fish fry season. I need to hit a fish fry.
every Friday.
Yeah, which my wife won't eat anything at other than maybe the French fries because she hates all.
Oh, that's why you went where you went for your date on Friday.
What?
I didn't realize you're still practicing.
Are you
Kinda.
really?
Try not to do meat on Fridays.
Aw.
For what?
To get into heaven, Dan.
Yeah, to get into heaven.
You
idiot.
buy your way into heaven.
That's what I'm doing. That's my plan.
Yeah.
I
Do
think I
whatever
made
you want.
steak on Friday.
On this planet,
Yeah.
you live it up, and then you just make a bunch of coin and pay God off.
Well, that's a good thing about being Catholic is no matter what you do, if you say sorry, then it all goes away.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
so
last rites are
sorry.
for.
Yeah.
They're just like
Adolf
you're
Hitler.
cleansed
The old
of
whoopsie
everything.
doodle.
Right before he killed himself, he's like, "I'm sorry."
I'm
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, it's good. That was my favorite line from Fury. It's like, "Hey, Hitler going to heaven?" And Shia LaBeouf's like, "I mean, if he gives his soul to Jesus, can't escape man's law, though." Like, you fucking redneck. I enjoyed that one. But no, my mom was like, "You'll never guess who I ran into at the fish fry." And I'm like, "Oh, so Catholic. I love this already."
Mhm.
And
Just a kid from
this
your
guy
elementary
went
school?
to grade school, who's older than me. He's like a St. Louis restaurateur of some repute. Has the best barbecue restaurant in St. Louis, Salt and Smoke. His name's Tommy Schmidt, and I guess I haven't talked to him in a million years. He came up to her and she was like, "I listened to your son's podcast. I really like it."
Aw.
And
Are
I was
you-
like,
"Are you
"How
giving
the
them the shout out so you can get
got
a
a
comped
mutual-
meal?"
dude? I want some brisket burn end T-Ravs. See, they make burn end toasted ravioli at Salt and Smoke. It's fucking fire.
Ooh.
And pimento cheese T-Ravs, also fire.
You're shameless.
Ooh.
I am. But no, Tommy, what's up, dude? Because he was like, "Oh, I listen to it all the time." I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's great. That's so cute.
I was like, "That's hyper random, but I love it." Tommy, your restaurant's fantastic. So thanks for listening.
All my friends are aware that I have a show, and they're like, "That's cool, man. I'm not gonna listen to it." Thanks for your support, guys.
I never no friend, no person would ever be like, "You have a podcast? Please check it out. Like and leave a review." If they ask me what I do, I'm like, "I am a grave digger," or something, like anything other than
Anything than this?
yeah. I wheel hospice corpses into the fucking furnace, like anything other
I
than
just hate self-promotion.
yeah.
It's just so embarrassing.
It is.
for it's I'm like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Rate, subscribe. Please
Right.
check out my Instagram
Please.
story.
please. And I
As
feel
talking
But
to the
thanks to the
fucking camera
patrons,
as a
for sure.
selfie.
yeah, the Patreon subscribers.
You
New
guys-
sketch up on the Patreon. Check it out. But yeah, today, since it's Irish Heritage Month, we're talking about
Our people.
an episode from Irish history that is perhaps,
Daniel Murphy, Patrick Regester.
if I wrote this about Irish people, or if I wrote what happened here, but replaced the Irish part with other stereotypes of another race, like if I wrote it like it
or
was
homeless
fiction,
people.
you would be like, "You're the most racist person I've ever heard."
Yeah,
of
for
in my life."
Mexicans.
Like like if I did like
There is a lot in common.
there is
Same culture, different carbs.
Yeah,
Same religion.
Same culture.
just different types
Different
of liquor.
carb.
Yeah, if like
Different
it is
liquor.
just so on brand stereotypical that if you wrote this about
It's racist if it's not about
racist.
white people.
It's honestly, even the right person would be offended by this if you wrote this about the Irish. You know what I mean? Like if you they thought it was fiction, but it's not fiction. It's very real.
Stranger.
So it's stranger than fiction. It just proves that we as the Irish are not a serious people, essentially.
Are you gonna make an argument for why the English kept us in internment camps?
So
up
that's
until
what
2000.
That's what I started out with. This is like,
Do you know that? You know this?
You know about this?
That's pretty recent. IRA members or guys that they like quote unquote labeled IRA that were just dudes
Yeah.
in Northern Ireland that were Catholic.
military aged males.
They just put in internment camps, and then they got out in like 2000.
That's crazy because like the troubles ended in the 90s.
Yeah,
And that great Brandon, right? For the
Yeah.
English,
the troubles.
the trebles.
The troubles.
Oh yes, the troubles in Ireland. Yes, which by the way,
They don't get enough shit for that.
Yeah. Well, they don't get enough shit for anything, but
They
they,
really
are
don't.
in fourth place eternally. So
India, South Africa, Ireland. Like, whoa, dude. The English.
they don't do anything right. But their
but they
teeth.
sound smart and sophisticated. So you're like, they can't
Yeah.
be that bad.
Until you see their teeth.
They open their mouths. It's
And then it
a different
sounds so
story.
good, yeah.
But like typically when people are conquered on this show, when we talk about like certain people who are conquered, a lot of times they're assholes. So we're like, dude, I don't even care that something bad happened to you. Like the Aztecs, for example, like the Spanish weren't nice, but the Aztecs weren't nice either. So it's just kind of like, whatever. I'm not weeping for Montezuma or like the Japanese in World War II, fucking monsters. Don't really care. Even the Mongols took down some douchebags. You know what I mean? Like
Quite a few.
quite a few douchebags.
Mongol Empire, man, they really let that go.
They never wanted it.
They really slipped up.
They weren't there for empire.
Even after Genghis, though, they were still conquering.
Yeah, but that's not what they were about.
They were proud.
Or that's only what they were.
They were about chaos.
yeah,
they
they
weren't
just
about-
wanted
they-
to like rape and pillage and fuck shit up,
Yeah,
right?
nobody wants to run a city.
No.
Fucking snooze, dude.
Yeah, they don't want like jobs. Like they don't want to be in
Right.
office. They want to be in the field.
It's like when when the U.S. left Afghanistan, everyone in the Taliban had to get a job. They couldn't just ride around and pick up trucks with their boys anymore.
Are
were
they
like, "This sucks
sleeping
ass."
giants still, you think?
Who?
Mongolians?
You never know. They're just sitting
They're
there.
just waiting for their time to
Yeah.
take over again.
Just hanging out.
on
They'll
their
strike when you least expect it.
on their tiny little ponies. So we usually feel that way, or even the Romans, like they were, and all these people, by the way, when they got their shit fucked up, they were like still actively being assholes, right? Like it would be a
Yeah.
tragedy if London or something was sacked today because the English aren't actively being, imperial assholes, right? Like they used to do that, they don't do that now. All these people were like actively being assholes when they got
Yeah,
their
it's like
shit fucked up.
you put bad in, you get
Right.
bad right back.
The Irish were never a great nation in terms of like conquering other places or anything. Like always the abused, never the abuser.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the English or Vikings or whatever. But the Irish might be the one people. Maybe it's because I'm Irish, so I feel like I can say this. The Irish are the one people that, even though they really never did anything wrong aside from normal shit that every civilization does wrong on like a small scale, I still am just like, you're not a serious people, and I think
It's like the one group of whites that you can't
kind of got it. What was coming to you?
blame for colonialism is the Irish.
Yeah.
But I also blame them for. It's just like you're so unserious
It's like you let this happen.
that you almost happen. Like, why? It's the type of thing like your friend gets the shit kicked out of him walking through a shitty neighborhood, but it's like, dude, you called me and we're like, I'm gonna walk through this neighborhood and see what happens.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't. Yeah, your skull's fractured, but
You're looking for trouble.
You were looking
just
for
by
trouble.
being yeah.
Don't think that's accurate, though, if you're just kind of chilling and living where you've always lived.
I'm just saying they're not a serious people.
I get that. They're not going out of their way to be in the way of others.
They're not going out of their way to be serious either.
They're just trying to mind their own.
They are.
But like they're not even like having good defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they don't play good defense.
Like no good, like and obviously no offense. So like what? Like they're just fucking. They're just getting pillaged.
So today we're going to talk about
Just trying to have a good time.
the most stereotypical, like
Glad.
offensively stereotypical Irish thing that ever happened, and it's all fucking real. The Great Dublin Whiskey Fire of 1875.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds cool.
It's a good time.
Only a
Whiskey
couple
fire.
decades
Whiskey
after famine,
Yeah.
which we covered. Potato famine was not just one thing. It was there was probably more years where there wasn't, or there was less years where there wasn't a famine.
Yeah.
The English
There were
were
more
just
famines than
purposely starving
non-famines.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
what
because
they
shit
do.
wasn't growing.
It wasn't. Yeah, it is fun to be like, what? Just you can't grow potatoes or go fish. The English wouldn't let them fish.
But like they didn't even
That's
fight
ours.
for it, like
No
right?
chips. No. Well, they tried,
Yeah.
but they
just don't.
again, unserious people. And here's we're gonna talk about that right
Oh
now.
man.
The fire is believed to have started in Lawrence Malone's storehouse on the corner of RD Street in Dublin. 315,000 gallons of whiskey were being stored in
Why
this.
does he have so much? Is he like a
It's like a factory. It's
Okay.
like they're making whiskey there.
Okay.
So there's just a shit ton of whiskey there.
okay?
The value of that whiskey is 6 million pounds in today's money.
Mhm.
So just this is got to be one of the biggest whiskey storehouses in the city of whiskey. While the exact cause of the fire is unknown, it is believed to have started after 4:35 p.m. when the storehouse was last checked, when they did their last rounds to make sure everything was good, and 8:30 p.m. when the alarm was raised. At 9:30, the fire had gotten to a point where the barrels in the storehouse, it got to them, and they began to explode from the heat. This sent
Exploding whiskey.
a deluge, an absolute explosion, tsunami of whiskey shooting out the doors and windows of the burning building.
Oh my god.
Just like a fucking torrent of whiskey out of every orifice of that fucking building.
Yeah. Okay.
Where was this place located? In a poor neighborhood, perhaps?
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah, in a poor neighborhood. You don't put a storehouse in a nice neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
There's no storehouses in Highland Park, Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no storehouses in the Upper East Side.
People just drinking from the streets, just taking a cup and filling up and
Mhm.
yeah.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But yep.
Hey, Whiskey River coming through.
So, allegedly, according to the Irish Examiner article that was written at the time, the whiskey streams were initially 20 to 30 feet high in the street.
Oh my god.
Just a fucking wall of whiskey, apparently.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm going to try to body surf
Dude,
that
yeah.
whiskey wave.
The stream of
Be a
whiskey,
true
Whiskey
Irishman.
canoe.
the stream of whiskey shot down several streets and destroyed a row of small houses, and then also some tightly packed tenement buildings across a couple streets. Mill Street, Hardy Street, Chamber Street, and Cork Street were all destroyed by the wall of whiskey.
And like 1,000 people lived there probably in 4 houses.
Yeah, and like 5 rooms.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like children sleep on
Just like
other children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the original bunk beds. but
Like
it's
your
10 of them.
teenager sleeps on a bed of toddlers type
Mhm.
Yeah.
of situation.
You used your younger brothers and sisters as rafts,
Yeah.
as flotation devices.
Only the strong survive.
I mean, they have soft bodies. They're comfortable to sleep on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Aerodynamic.
Love taking a nap with
They're
my kids.
hairless, so like they kind of glide through the water. You
That's
know?
true, yeah. And they're dirty, so they're greased up.
They're dirty.
Yeah. You're good
Nothing makes a better flotation device than a dirty
to just
child.
lash a couple dirty toddlers
Yeah.
together and you'll be fucking fine.
That's all you need.
So, what did the Irish do
Drink.
when a tsunami
Drink.
of whiskey
Drink.
coming down?
Well,
Party.
not first. You have to get the containers to put the whiskey in to drink.
No, you don't.
You've got pots. You got pans.
You just going with
They
your
also
hands, you're
have-
scooping it up.
you got mugs.
Mostly used. Now many people did run out into the street
Pails.
with pots and pans. Many more used their hands and shoes.
Ew, whiskey shoe. Did you ever do that? What was it called?
Shoeies.
It's shoey.
So you have done it.
I have not done a shoey.
Have you done it?
I've done a shoey
Yeah.
to celebrate Tai
Was it with your
Tuivas's
own
win.
shoe or someone else's?
My own shoe.
Okay. Okay, good. That's hygienic.
To celebrate a Australian MMA fighter winning a fight.
How much money did you win?
It was like $200.
Yeah, I knew
It
it
wasn't
wasn't just the
enough.
love of the game.
No,
I knew
it's never.
I knew there was.
But his whole thing is he would do shoeies from the crowd once he won a fight.
Ugh.
So I did it in unison.
But
with,
he would do
Tai
someone else's
Tuivasa.
shoe
That's
because he's not wearing
disgusting.
the shoe.
Yeah, he's somebody from the audience
mean-
would throw him their boot.
If you're a fighter, you are getting pretty regular tetanus shots. So I think, while it is gross, like if anyone can do it,
You're getting worse from the mats you practice on.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
8 fucking ringworms in you at any
Mhm.
given time.
Mhm.
That's why fighters actually have to eat so much. It's not their workout regimen. It's that they're
the
feeding
they have to feed
8,
the worms.
8 fucking other lives that
Yeah.
live inside of you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So they're drinking from shoes.
they ran out to drink it. But here's the thing. These people were so excited for the free alcohol
Oh, no.
flowing through the streets that they didn't even care that it was on fire.
Yeah, but how much of it was on fire?
A lot of it.
And how many dead bodies
But
were
how do
already
you're not?
in
They're not
the
drinking
wave?
when it's on fire.
It's a
What are they like? How? No. What?
it is like fire is spreading down the street on the whiskey and through the houses, and they're just like, we got 30 more seconds at least. We got a couple minutes before the fire gets here. Just scoop it up, scoop as much up as you can.
Yeah, it's a fun bar gag that bartenders to get the flaming shots.
What is the one on 6th Street? It's just Shot
Flaming
Bar.
Dr Pepper.
Yeah, it's just Shot Bar. What is that place called?
Oh.
Buckshot?
Buckshot.
No, it's not
Two
Buckshot.
buck-
It's next to Buckshot.
$2 buck. I don't
Who
know.
cares?
One of those.
No
fucking
free ads.
places.
Whatever.
I've probably thrown up there.
People ran toward the flames with pots in hand. This is a quote, or this is an excerpt from the Irish Times.
Is this where the saying "my man pots and pans" comes from?
That's a saying.
Yeah, you've never heard that?
That
No.
might be local to Philadelphia Irish.
Okay, my man pots and pans.
I've
Sounds like a Drake lyric.
no, yeah, that does.
He's not the best writer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's again.
He doesn't have a Pulitzer Prize.
He does make hits though.
He does make hits, but you can't get into a battle of wits with a Pulitzer Prize winner, which is Kendrick Lamar one.
Yeah, yeah. You're
You
gonna
can
lose.
when he's 5'2" and a gremlin.
No, you can get into a battle of fists with that man.
Yeah.
You could fist fight him. You can't word fight him.
Nah, I'm over it. I
Right.
think the whole country is.
Yeah, I don't care. But the Irish Times wrote at the time, this is like right after it, and I'll do it in the Irish
Of
accent.
course.
It is stated that cops, porringers, and other vessels were in great requisition to scoop up the liquor as it flowed from the burning premises. And as disgusting as it may seem, some fellows were observed to take off their boots and use them as drinking cups.
Mm-hmm.
So they were taking off. And by the way, this isn't like my Reebok. This is
It's
a
like a worn leather.
filthy leather boot.
Yeah.
You don't have other shoes. You're wearing them constantly. Your feet are, it's a 19th century foot.
So permanent athlete's foot.
Yeah, just a moldy foot. If you even have a sock, it's your only sock
Yeah.
type of situation.
Ooh.
Just foul. Now, granted, presumably the whiskey.
Does it really kill bacteria? Foot fungus?
But do you want to take that chance?
I personally would not.
You wouldn't?
No. No.
You go home to England, you're with Simon, and like some fucking whiskey or gin factory explodes. Everybody's in the street, and some old hobo's like, "Here, take a drink, lady."
No. I
It's
can't say.
gin.
Oh, that's the tea. G&T.
Yeah,
Toes.
gin and toe,
Gin and toe.
gin and tonic.
You have an old woman living in your boot.
Happens to the best of us. No. I even feel weird about like a potluck at the office. I get a little too like I have to either go first or just not eat.
You
Yeah.
don't? Do you trust other people's food?
I don't.
I don't. It's not other people's food at their house
You
that
don't
I don't
trust it out of
macros.
snobbery.
Yours
not
is like from
snobbery.
a health perspective, not from a
It's not even that. It's more.
cleanliness.
Yeah, it's a cleanliness thing.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
It's not that it's I don't know. I think it's just other people's germs. I don't mind when they cook it and like I get to serve my own plate, but it's like when there's just too many. I don't know.
Like
Too
going
much.
in there.
Too many things going in there.
Yeah.
Or little kids. Oh, if there's little kids
So if I'm like
touching
scooping
it
a plate of
themselves.
nachos and then I see, but like there's one other chip and I'm like, oh, but like I'm not gonna get a whole spoon for one chip, and I
Mhm.
just
And then you're
stick my
licking your
hand in
finger
there
as
and-
you're serving the queso, and
Yeah.
you're like, oops, and you gotta go like
Just a little
this,
bit.
and then no,
that's called natural immunity. You got to build up that tolerance.
that tolerance. I mean,
To other
listen, you've
people's
got a
filth.
lot of tolerance because you've got unknown germs coming in and out with those kiddos.
Yeah, they just fucking bodied me
They're
with the
just
flu
like
last week.
fucking orifice. Like they're just.
You and like half the world
What?
What about?
is like sick right now.
Oh.
Oh, not anymore. I mean, the
No,
flu
you're
fucking
still coughing
Oh,
up
you
some
had the
shit.
flu.
laid me
Yikes.
up real bad.
Yikes.
Yeah, it wasn't super sweet.
Not to spike the football, but
Yeah,
still
he didn't
good.
get sick.
Still good.
The beard caught all of it.
That is the good thing. I think the beard is catching all the
It's
microbes.
a face filter.
We've
Yeah.
talked about this on the Patreon. That was a medical belief in the 1800s that beards prevented disease.
Well, same with pubes. That's why, like, right?
I mean, I guess it's harder to get herpes if you have a pube shield.
A pube. No, but then they shaved because then they wore the merkins. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
I think they the hookers maybe shaved.
Because they had crabs.
Yeah, and they didn't need to. Yeah, but they wore the merkins to be like, don't wear it, don't wear it, love. I can't do Helen right now.
No, don't do
I
it.
can't do it.
Don't strain yourself. We need the Irish accent
Yeah.
intact for the rest.
Yeah.
That's honestly for the fellows out there at home. If she asks you to use a condom because she doesn't trust you for STDs, just be like, "No, it's cool. I got a hairy bush."
Yeah, look at my bush.
Look at my bush.
And honestly, of all the STDs you can get,
I had a
crabs
rowdy
is-
bush one time, and I still was like, do you have a condom?
Can people still get crabs?
I haven't seen
Feels
or
like it's
heard
not
of
a thing
crabs.
anymore.
I don't know.
Seems
I've
like,
never known anyone to
I've
get
never
crabs.
known anyone to get
Yeah,
crabs.
it seems like something you get from a brothel.
I've
in,
only
Yeah.
like
known.
white church in the 1800s.
The only thing I know is HPV.
Well, yeah, everyone's got HPV.
If you don't have HPV, you're a fucking
You're a
virgin.
Yeah, fucking virgin if you don't have HPV, nerd. But the only people I know who STDs of people who I know have gotten have been like gonorrhea or chlamydia and then herpes. The funniest thing was like the one or two people in college who had herpes, and
They told you?
you find out
Oh man.
one way or another.
Oh no.
There's one guy in my
They
house.
never
who
they never
gave
recovered.
Many people herpes.
Oh,
And we were
that
just,
should be a felony, or like not a felony, but
That
like that should be a crime.
you gotta be liable
Yeah,
in some way.
some way.
We were just like, dude, like. and
Stop giving everyone herpes.
Yeah, we're like, what is? I mean, I guess you have to
Just
get
use a
laid, but,
condom. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, it was really.
Ugh.
You should be exiled.
Yeah, I mean,
No, everybody with herpes should be lepers to society.
Herpes Island.
or
There
just
should be a herpes.
I don't
island.
like
There should
reality
be
TV,
Herpes
but I would
Island.
watch Herpes Island.
honestly, because people with herpes deserve love too.
They don't.
They do.
They
Not
think
with
they
normal
do.
folk.
No, yeah, with other people.
Yeah,
with
with other herpes.
There should be. Is there?
herp folks.
Wait, is there a herpes dating site?
There has to be a herpes dating app for sure.
Yep, there is. Positive Singles, #1 herpes dating site.
Is it just herpes or is it other?
I think you can do other stuff too.
It's a scarlet letter.
There's also Love Without Judgment. Meet herpes positive women in your area.
Oh God.
That's just
I remember when
a
I
big no for me,
was
dog.
swiping on the apps, like there would be like occasionally be like a and it would be like something positive, and it had like the blood.
Okay, yeah.
thing.
So positive singles, you can filter by STD.
Oh my God.
So if you have AIDS,
There's something for everyone
and
out
you
there.
want to ethically have sex with other people,
I mean, I like that. I think that's nice.
yeah, that's what
That's
I would
good.
do.
I mean, it's
Go
I'm glad
there.
it exists, right? I don't want them on the normal
Yeah.
apps giving people.
I don't want them on,
So
in
they're
our
on
HIV.
spaces.
They're on a digital island.
It's separate but equal.
Dude, no, they're honestly
You know
probably
their water
on
fountain
everything.
first, so.
Do you know that they're like, instead of like the rose or the super swipe, like what is their thing? Like, is it like you got a
Red ribbon.
antibacterial? You got a, I don't know.
Is that a Hinge thing, roses?
Yeah, like roses or like super swipes
I heard
on
you're
Tinder.
fucking a simp. You're fucking pathetic if you give a rose.
Oh my God. Yeah. The people that gave me roses, I was like, the fact that you think I would ever talk to you, it's like, that's insane. Like, you
gotta-
just threw away money. Like, I'm like, it's always like the really sad, ugly guys that are doing that. It's like, there needs to be a dating app for ugly people too. Like, they need their own place.
Let's see. Dating apps for ugly people. Oh, wow.
It's called Hinge.
What's it called?
It's called Ugly Schmucks.
No way.
This
There's
is an
something for
actual
everyone.
thing. Yeah,
Wow.
Ugly Schmuck. What if you were just like a 6 and you just went and cleaned up on Ugly Schmucks?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, that's what dating apps are for. Is for sixes to clean up. That's truly
Sixes-
like they're truly hot people aren't on dating apps.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't need to be.
Not hot, cool people.
Like
Do you know
hot,
who
hot
was
people.
an actual like animal on
Felon?
Tinder?
Dan?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
In my
But
day.
Jake.
Oh, really?
Before Jake started dating his wife, I lived with him, and it was like every night. every night, and all of them were from Tinder.
Yeah.
He had just graduated.
Bring them over.
Oh yeah, he had just graduated college, so
Yeah.
he was like 23
Yeah.
Early 20s, like
in
Working
Austin
at
on
TFM,
Tinder.
yeah.
Yeah.
those were the days. Early dating apps, because
was
you didn't
fun.
have to go anywhere.
And there was no like payment. Like there
No.
was like it was just
Oh no, but there was a paywall
yeah.
for Tinder back in the day.
Really?
You know what that paywall was?
Hmm.
It was only available on iOS.
Oh. That's the best paywall.
Yeah, you need an Apple phone.
That's the best paywall. That's the only one we really need.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could talk about that for so long.
There was like a marked difference when it got to the Android
It's like,
store.
ooh, like the photos are crazy looking. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's an Android.
Yep.
Or their font is different for some reason.
Yeah. It was the drop in quality when it got on Google Play.
Oh.
Also, you know what was big here back in the day, in our early 20s and mid
Oh,
20s?
I didn't to say.
Grouper.
Grouper.
Remember
Grouper was
Grouper?
fun.
You and two boys,
Yeah.
two of your boys, just meet up with a group
Well,
of
then
three
we all go to the
gals.
bathroom together and we're like, okay, let's
like
kind
him,
of
I
rearrange.
like
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
I never got invited to a grouper
Grouper
date.
was fun.
Grouper was always
People
Or,
at
safe.
Grand X were going on groupers all the
There was
time.
another one, Coffee Meets Bagel.
Okay.
That was another one.
But grouper, even if it was bad, right? You and your boys just got
It's a good
fucked up.
story. It was
you
fun.
just drank.
yeah,
you just
you're with
continued
your
your night.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're
just
just
have
out
fun.
with your friends.
And yeah, for you, it's like maybe the guys will just pay for everything.
Yeah. And then one of us pretends to cry and then we leave. When someone gets sad.
Diabolical. So another thing that was going on, they weren't just going to the streets, despite the fact that the building full of flammable material and flammable liquid was on fire so bad that the flames were rising 30 feet into the air. People were running into the building to take the barrels of whiskey that hadn't exploded.
Oh my God.
Running into the straight up inferno.
Why does this sound like Delco? Like this sounds like it could have just been happening.
It sounds like the Eagles won a Super
yeah,
Bowl.
it sounds like an Eagles win.
Because we're not far off. You know?
Because you are Irish.
It is our
Irish trash.
heritage.
Yeah.
It is our people.
Yeah.
It's a tradition.
You carry that torch proudly.
Mhm.
And by the way, the people were drinking this whiskey from the streets, back to your point about not wanting to drink from a moldy boot,
Mm-hmm.
despite the fact that the streets were rat infested.
Yeah.
This
and
is a
there's
poor
poop
neighborhood.
everywhere.
There is animal shit,
Probably also
fucking
human
everywhere.
shit.
What have rats ever done?
everything.
Besides the,
the Black Plague. Yeah.
Besides that one thing.
Just the Black Plague.
Just that.
And
Probably chewed through a wire that was important.
I bet they get blamed wrongly, too, for the Black Plague. Bet it was a different animal.
well, they say it was because there was a spree of killing cats because they got very anti-witch at the time.
Oh, and then the cat population sank and then the rat population grew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much similar to China's killing sparrows.
Yeah.
So there were like 10x the amount of locusts, and then they ate all the fucking
Yeah.
grain.
It
and
just
then
tells me they
60
weren't
million people starved to death.
they weren't doing enough science back then because there's plenty of rats to experiment on
What now?
back then.
Yeah, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
But
that
don't-
wasn't
Seemed like
really
a
the
lost
science that
opportunity.
they were working on. I feel like they were still trying to figure out. They hadn't discovered washing your hands yet. I think they were a little bit away
They
from
had not.
rat experimentation.
In fact, this is probably the cleanest many boots ever were
Yeah.
after being sanitized by a
By
river whiskey.
whiskey. Yeah.
Another thing these people did, another thing these people ignored, I guess you could say, while they were drinking from the streets, from the river of whiskey flowing violently through the streets, is that so obviously there's a lot of animal shit in the streets and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where that animal shit was from, as many scientists posit, animals.
Sure. Where it
And there were not just horses and donkeys and stuff, but there were also like pigsties in the streets along the streets, stuff like that too.
I'm going to stop you right now. Your tone sounds like you're too good for street whiskey.
You know I'm not.
I would definitely be scooping it up with my shoe.
You know I'm not too good for street whiskey, but
I mean, I've done a bar mat shot. It can't be much worse.
oh,
That's
fuck.
disgusting.
That's
You've
foul.
done. Oh.
Yeah.
Did you do it with Jared?
I did with Jared.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ew.
Oh, it's so bad. Here's the thing about all those animals. So
Sorry, I wanted to make $5.
Ew. What they paid you?
This was poor Dan. This
Yeah,
was
somebody-
this was when Dan had 3 digits in his bank account balance.
Yeah.
Less than that. Yeah.
There was
2019 was dark.
there was not even the only character in there was a decimal point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Dude, I overdrafted my account going to Rob's wedding
we talk about this every time
it's so great though.
because I forgot that you had to pay for parking.
for parking.
Eh,
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
it.
did all the math. I'm like, this might just work.
You're
And they're
like,
like
if I
$40
don't-
a night for parking. Fuck.
I feel like you
in the quarter too, because it's where
you could have moved like you could have parked somewhere else.
No. No, I couldn't. My truck in New Orleans, there's
Yeah.
not a whole lot
Well,
of spots in the French Quarter.
in that area too. Yeah, in the quarter, it's tight.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
tight.
yeah.
It's not made for trucks. So the thing is, they were also drinking this whiskey out of the streets, despite the fact A, that there was a fire everywhere, and B,
There's poop everywhere.
there was poop everywhere, and C, they didn't even really seem to care that as they were drinking the whiskey, flaming animals were running past them
Oh no.
because all the animals caught on fire.
Okay, Flaming Rats, great band name.
Yeah,
What-
but also sounds like you're getting both booze and a meal.
And well, at least a show.
Ooh.
There's a show, but then, grab a flaming chicken.
Yeah.
You got
Chicken
dinner.
al carbone.
There were the pigs were on fire, horses were on fire, donkeys
Fresh
were on
bacon.
fire.
Oh my god, yeah, just roasted on a
It
stick.
might not have smelled bad. I don't know.
Take one of the, something that broke off the building. Take a wooden spear, shove it through
It's
whatever
ass.
animal that's on
You're
fire.
putting it
Yeah.
out of its
And
misery.
it's
Yeah.
a spigot over the
Uh-huh.
whiskey. Yeah, bourbon smoked
Bourbon smoked rat.
bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah, bourbon smoked rat.
That's
That's delicious.
Might not be bad.
see, I would eat that.
Yeah.
I would eat that because it's cooked. You know.
Again,
Sanitized.
Tommy Schmidt, if you're listening, you have a restaurant. Bourbon smoked
Bourbon
rat.
smoked rat.
Just try it. I'm just saying. So yeah, all these animals were
Maybe
on
it's
fire.
like quail. Like it's such tender, delicate, tiny meat.
I could see
Like
I,
like a Cornish game hen, but it's a rat,
I could see rat actually not being that bad,
right?
to be honest.
Especially the New York rats. Like those are
Meaty.
meaty,
They got a lot of
big rat.
they're well fed.
Yeah,
They are huge. They're like
They're so
raccoon
scary.
sized.
Yeah.
those rats have like IRAs.
It's-
Like,
I
those
feel like
rats are like
I feel like we're like 5 weeks away, 5 years away, whatever, from just seeing like he doesn't like get it, like he doesn't finish the job, but like you see like there's videos of like a coyote snatching a toddler in LA. You know what I mean? Like the dad like gets it back real quick, but I feel like we're not far from like a rat like taking a toddler on a subway platform and the mom having to like run and grab it back,
yeah, it's close.
being dragged away
First
from
came pizza rat, then came
toddler rat.
toddler rat.
Such
Yeah.
modest internet days.
Pizza rat.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go as pizza rat for Halloween, and I wanted to be the pizza, and I wanted my boyfriend to be the rat, and he wouldn't do it. And I think that's why we broke up.
Probably rat's not even a bad costume.
I was like, that would have been so funny.
It's not like
And
a
it's not like now it's,
You just draw some whiskers on,
Right?
wear some gray.
He's like, I don't want to be a rat. I was like,
For what? Who are you
Like-
trying to?
why do you want to try to look cool? Let's be funny.
Yeah, you already got a girl,
Yeah.
so you don't even need to.
Like, I want to be a slutty pizza.
Or were you gonna be a slutty pizza?
Yeah, of course.
Be a hot rat.
Hot rat, slutty pizza.
Just nips as pepperonis. and-
Exactly. Just my regular pepperoni nipples. Just kidding. They're normal.
They're normal,
They're
okay.
normal looking.
I mean, pepperonis aren't that big, really.
Yeah.
So, pepperoni nipples doesn't really work.
It's
like-
more
That's
salami
true.
nips.
Yeah,
salami.
salami nip would be a better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
pepperoni nip is almost what you want, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
I
just think of the
guess.
size of a pepperoni on your pizza.
Yeah. Especially cooked when it's like
Yeah, that's a solid nipple size.
Yeah.
I don't. It's nonsensical. Salami nipples
salami nipples.
from here on out, please. So
Chaos in the streets.
thankfully, though, these animals on fire actually saved a lot of lives because it was late. It was like 8, 9 o'clock, and people were going about their day, and more people would not have evacuated had they not heard these pigs
Screaming.
on
Oh.
fire screaming. Yeah. So
And,
people were like, I don't. That's not the sound the pigs make normally. What do you think those pigs
And then
are
they're
up
like
to?
running down the street, like their little curly tail on fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aw.
Mary, I think we should get out of here.
Grab a pig.
Yeah. Well, they didn't grab. Well, maybe they should have grabbed a pig.
It probably seems like scenes out of
They're too
Revelations.
drunk at this point.
It probably at least one person thought it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace.
And
the
you
Lord
just
is
know
with
there
thee.
was one homeless man screaming about, there will come a day when the rats and the pigs are on fire.
And you will be drowned in the alcohol.
And the water will be replaced with the whiskey of your sins.
Think of the validation he felt in that
Dude.
moment.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not crazy. I'm just a prophet.
He's like, I fucking told you.
Yeah.
So also there's regular looting, by the way. There's several people were
Well,
like,
that's the best part.
Yeah, several
of a
people were like,
natural
dude, let's get some
disaster
fucking
is
furniture
looting.
and
I've
shit.
never looted. I would love to. I've never been in a
good loot.
situation.
a good.
Yeah.
You never been in a looting?
Have you looted?
I've rioted. I've not looted.
Oh,
It was a celebratory riot.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't an angry riot.
Yeah. Chaotic good. You know, like in the quadrants, like chaotic
Plus,
good,
like, I don't
neutral,
understand stealing a
neutral.
TV at this point. They're so cheap.
They are so cheap. You could
For
loot,
you, that's your
You,
privilege.
you should loot from a pharmacy. I don't know why people aren't looting from different kinds of businesses.
Why would you? Why would you not break into a pharmacy and just get like Vicodin or
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Boner pills.
Yeah. You would think, by the way,
Ozempic.
if there's any sort of obviously like, liquor stores, get
Grocery
looted all the
store
time, but
now?
weed stores. You
Get
would
some
think,
eggs.
like if there's a riot
Eggs.
in L.A., why would you not?
Go to Erewhon.
Yeah. Loot a
Yeah,
weed
like
store.
leave Best Buy alone. Like if you have any renter's insurance and there's a natural disaster, like you're gonna get all new shit anyway.
Yeah, but now they're causing all the CVS's and Walgreens to put everything behind a case.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But
when,
if it's underwater,
or if it's a looting situation, you have time to smash that case open.
yeah, and an aluminum
The
baseball
plastic,
bat and
though.
a little bit of gumption,
You're fine.
The plastic case is a hard break.
You can get it.
yeah.
You have time.
Loot a gun, shoot the plastic,
It bounces
Profit.
back, hits you.
That'd be really funny.
lose an eye.
Get that deodorant.
Yeah.
That evening, one man in particular, John McGrain, met his neighbor on the corner of Bow Street in Dublin's.
I love how specific they are with their reporting of like where the streets are.
Oh yeah, well
Yeah.
it's like a story. You
The
gotta follow
Irish
a
are
character.
great storytellers.
Yeah.
They're not going to leave any detail
Very
unturned.
detailed.
Word was spreading quickly that there was a huge fire engulfing the Liberties, which is what that neighborhood was called. So they went down there at 10 p.m. to see what was going on, and they were like, "Oh shit, there's whiskey everywhere." At this point, it had calmed down a little bit, but the streets were still filled with 6 inches deep of whiskey that was like across the whole street or whatever. So they partook in the, and everyone else was out in the streets just drinking it all up because it had calmed down a little bit. Still, everything was still on fire, but
Yeah.
they were able to drink a little easier now.
That's kind of the twist for this specific boozed tsunami.
What?
What's the
That it's on
twist?
fire. We've already done 2 of these.
Yeah, I know.
Like, this happened pretty often.
Yeah.
booze tsunamis were like oddly regular.
I think we're overdue for one at this point.
It's been a
When's the
minute.
last time we had a booze tsunami? Has there any been?
Because we had the Great Molasses Flood. I then covered one in England.
That was beer, I believe.
That was beer.
I actually had to search back through the history of the show to make sure we hadn't done this.
yeah.
Yeah, how do y'all keep track? You just look it up.
If I need to.
I usually remember it, but for
I
the most
don't.
part, Rob doesn't.
I
He
never.
doesn't know what he covered himself like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, just like what happened. It's the equivalent of, so it's South by Southwest right now as we're recording this. I feel like this is the equivalent, like whiskey flooding through the streets in Dublin
Was an activation.
is essentially
activation. It's branded.
It's like it'd be like if it started snowing cocaine in downtown Austin
Yeah.
right now. Like that's the South by equivalent.
Yeah,
It's a startup being like, we want to be a disruptor.
yeah.
We want to change the game.
And it wasn't it was quite disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not
To the pigs especially.
to the pigs especially. Also to this one dog
Aw,
that we're going to talk about real quick.
Dude, why do you have to mention
old
the dog?
Yeller.
So one dog in particular apparently started lapping up quite a bit of whiskey,
Oh,
and naturally
Did he get drunk and had a
went and
good time?
got really drunk and had a very bad time.
oh.
He went pretty much insane.
I thought it was
Dogs
gonna
shouldn't
be.
drink.
I thought it was
They
going to be
know
a cute
better.
story.
It's not a cute story. Whatever the opposite of a cute story is what this is. So the dog, now drunk on this whiskey and crazy, ran into the open door of the home of William Eyre on Dominic Street Upper. Sorry. The dog was allegedly, according to the newspaper article, foaming at the mouth
Oh
and
no. Alcohol
suffering.
poisoning.
Yeah, suffering delirium tremens because of all the whiskey he drank. The dog ran around the house, knocking shit over, just going fucking bananas. And the homeowner, the guy's like, Mr. Ayers, like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, you fucking mongrel. And the dog is like, fuck me, fuck you.
Yeah.
Starts attacking the homeowner.
Oh my God.
So the homeowner,
The dog's just drunk and angry.
yeah, the dog's just drunk and angry. Homeowner grabs an iron bar, starts trying to hit the dog. Does hit the dog. The dog runs upstairs, still shit-faced, going insane, jumps out the window, dies.
Well,
Damn, dude.
that's sad.
Just on one.
Are you sure you didn't have like rabies?
They should have done that in Old Yeller.
Do we have to
instead of
blame
gun.
the whiskey for everything?
Yeah. What did whiskey ever do to you?
Nothing great.
Nothing good. Yeah.
Yeah. The paper said it terminated its existence in the road below.
I love how there's always been a way to say killed themselves because you can't say suicide or kill yourself. Like today it's like unalived because of
so
fucking
stupid.
TikTok, but like
Deleted. I actually like
terminated
deleted.
existence. Like you can't say abortion, but you can say like fetus deletus or whatever the fuck.
I do like that they were. I think this was just a writer trying to sound fancier than they were.
Yeah.
Terminated.
But I
its
feel
existence.
like for Catholics especially, like suicide is like a more like that's
It is a moral sin.
So like, even with a dog, you don't want to say a dog committed suicide.
Fetus deletus also sounds like a Roman general.
It does. Like he won
The god of abortion.
a battle against the Persians.
Yeah.
Fetus-
Like old school Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, despite these homes being destroyed and the fire spreading all over the place and not being under control for a while, would you believe that 0 people died from the fire? The fire didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad. I mean,
Well, there's a left turn here. And I'm going to imagine it's because they were already dead when they caught fire.
Close. They
Dan-
didn't.
Dan knows this
They
game.
didn't catch fire. 13 people did die.
of
Alcohol poisoning.
uh-huh.
Self-induced.
I would have thought it was E. coli from eating all that shit.
Nope.
They just got too fucked up
Too
Thir-
on the
13
free whiskey.
13
That's the
people.
most pathetic thing about it. Like, you guys don't know how to fucking drink? Like, it's not as
Well-
if you guys don't spend all day drinking all the time?
There was an extra problem with the flood.
Oh, no.
This was undiluted whiskey. They were essentially, they thought it was whiskey, it smelled like whiskey, but it had the proof of rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So it's, you
Like
drink
triple
some
whiskey.
concentrated cold brew.
Right, imagine if you pour a glass
Diarrhea. Yeah.
of... Yeah.
Just
So
explosive.
this whiskey was way fucking higher proof. It was not meant to be drank yet.
Yeah.
It was still
It
whatever.
needs to be cut.
Yeah,
They're
like
doing full boots.
Full boot. Oh, God.
it was...
And they're drinking it fast because you need to put your boot bag on.
They're drinking as fast as they can. Like, we don't know how long we're going to get the free fucking whiskey. Like, let's
yeah.
fucking go.
Yeah.
It's an open bar tab.
Yeah. That's a race.
It is. They were racing. 13 people, I think like 25 or 28 or something, went to the hospital with alcohol poisoning. 13 died.
Were they all men?
I don't know. The only ones I read about were men, but I don't know.
Yeah. It seems like a man thing.
It does.
They're all women, actually,
They were all
Yeah.
girls.
because they couldn't handle the booze.
In one alley, when the firefighters and authorities were going through, they just found 2 guys. I'll just read the quote exactly. 2 corn porters named Healy and McNulty were found in a lane off Cork Street, lying insensible, with their boots off, which they had evidently used to collect the liquor. So they just found 2 guys dead in a fucking
Shoeless.
alley
Okay.
with their shoes off, with one shoe off
Sad.
each, completely obliterated. The guy we talked about earlier, William, whatever the fuck his name was, his buddy said that he was drinking from the flow,
William
scooping.
Potato face.
Yeah, William McPotato. He was scooping it up with his cupped hands. He drank a great deal. What I drank was out of a jug. Nearly everyone was drinking it. William was one of the people who died of alcohol poisoning. It said, the deceased suddenly fell down and became insensible. 2 men, strangers, helped me bring William part of the way home as far as Meath Street. We then met some other men, neighbours, who helped bring him the rest of the way to the hospital. William arrived home shortly before midnight. Or I'm sorry, they brought him home, not to the hospital. Arrived home shortly before midnight, and he was brought to the hospital the next morning in a state of, quote, profound coma. Like he just never woke up.
Yeah.
They brought him to the
Profound
hospital.
coma.
He,
What is a hospital going to do?
yeah, in 1875.
IV fluids
They give him more whiskey.
and leeches?
Yeah, it's hair of the dog.
Yeah.
They did, I think, give him
Bloodletting?
like they did have certain
Might
like,
work here.
hangover.
Huh?
That might actually work here.
I mean, I don't think. I guess so. Yeah.
If you put
blood,
new
I'll-
You're
blood
taking
in.
the
if you
booze
take
out.
If you take the
Along
boozy
with the
blood
blood.
out, actually,
It might.
it might work. Should we
Just-
try it, Dan?
It's so crazy.
Dan, do it.
Might just
Dan, let's
work.
get Dan's so fucked up, and then
Yeah, just do the last episode where we talked about a beer flood and I couldn't finish.
Was that your drinking episode? Was the beer flood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Drowning in Alcohol for the folks at home if you haven't listened to it already.
It's Dan so blacked out that it's
my opus dei.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnum opus.
There's that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Opus Dei is the religious order.
Opus Dei is from the
No,
Da
it's
Vinci Code.
yeah.
It is real, I think.
it is my opus dei though. You can be a part of my religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your religious order. They did treat him. So one thing that a long hangover cure for a long time is pickle juice.
Yeah,
'Cause it
because it's electrolytes.
Natural electrolytes. I don't know if they were giving him pickle juice or what. He actually regained consciousness for a little bit, and they thought, oh, he's doing better. But then he died
he
on Sunday
died.
because I assume all of his organs were just like, we are dead.
Yeah.
Like his kidneys and liver were just like, no, you drank literal poison
Yeah.
laced
And
with
like
shit.
a lethal amount.
Yeah.
Yikes.
This is another part of the story that is especially egregious to me is Lord Mayor of Dublin, Peter Paul McSweeney.
Shut up, dude.
Peter Paul McSweeney McPotato Face.
Yeah. Said the unhappy overdose deaths, and this is just where I'm like, no. He basically goes, could have happened anywhere. Could have happened to
Sure,
anyone.
bud.
Could have happened to anyone.
Was this the religious leader guy?
No, it's the
Just
mayor.
The mayor. Okay.
Yeah. He said, quote, any city in which
See,
there
that's
was
the difference between Philly and this place is that in Philly they're like, stop destroying the city. Like, don't knock shit over. This doesn't happen anywhere else. Why are we like this?
We don't really say that.
I think
there
they
was
are-
a press conference this
No,
year.
You kinda
you're,
tire
you're,
yourself
you're
out.
close. In Philly, they're like, this doesn't happen anywhere else, and that's fucking sick
Ah.
because it's awesome that we're the ones that
No
do
one
this.
likes us. We don't care. We grease up the polls. You know, we take preventative measures.
Mhm.
But once it gets started, we don't stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, you go through the motions to make it seem like you did something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
Pe-
could have happened anywhere.
Peter Paul McSweeney was like, could have happened anywhere. Anywhere that drinks, this would have happened. Which, that might be true, but you did it.
I think the alcohol, I feel like,
And you're Irish.
I just don't understand why you had to drink it. Like, why you wouldn't be like, oh, if I can, I can drink for free for months if I fill up my pots and pans and bring them home.
I'm sure people did that too, but there was such a frenzy that like it was a party. Like people were
Yeah.
just like free whiskey, not
Yeah.
realizing that it was like 2x at least as strong.
And it was like after work, like it wasn't the evening.
It was in the evening,
Yeah.
on the weekend too.
You're
it
not
was a
expecting it. Catches you off guard. You know, you just react.
You just react.
Yeah.
Shooters shoot, drinkers drink.
And that is the story of the great Dublin whiskey flood
Mhm.
of 1875, which killed 13 people
And they were all boys.
from drinking too much. Probably all men. Can't say for sure.
I wonder what the age, like what the spread was. Like,
And a
it does
dog.
feel like a young man's mistake.
In Ireland,
We got a fucking dog too.
and
Oh,
a
and a
dog
dog.
killed it, and actually a shit ton of horses and pigs and donkeys.
Yeah.
But they were.
But
From,
that's property.
the dog died from drinking. The pigs and
The dog
Straight
died
up.
by suicide. The
Yeah.
dog didn't die from drinking. The
Fair.
dog died by unaliving himself.
But the horses and pigs were on fire,
Yeah.
and then the people,
They weren't die. They didn't die. They were grilled.
yeah,
Char
roasted.
Char grilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the people
Roasted.
did it to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
They drank themselves to death.
No sympathy. I really don't.
It's hard.
It's hard to feel bad for them.
And again, in the midst of an inferno engulfing their neighborhood, as animals were burning alive.
And running down the street.
Well, like they say in The Departed, the Irish are the only people that cannot be analyzed.
I think Freud said they were quoting
They
Freud.
quoted
but yeah.
Freud, but it's a fake Freud quote where we're impervious to psychoanalysis.
Yeah. I like that quote.
Mm-hmm.
And that there's another quote too where Matt Damon's like, "I'm fucking Irish. I'll deal with something being wrong the rest of my life."
Yeah, I don't think any of these people think they did anything wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, they ran into the streets as a flood was knocking over houses, as animals were on fire, as fire was engulfing cities. Ran into basically the gasoline factory that was on fire to go drink the gasoline.
I mean, I'm sure it tasted the same. More or less.
It's actually crazy to me that they didn't tell that they weren't like, this is Everclear.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah,
have you
but
taken a shot of Everclear?
It's
before?
already the afternoon, and
I
you're
haven't.
probably a little buzzed
Yeah.
because you're drinking all day.
Yeah, you had a couple pints.
Yeah.
A couple
pub.
pints because the water's not clean.
Yeah, you
So
can't
the
drink
only way you
water.
can really-
Beer is the only clean thing you can drink.
Yeah, be hydrated is from a weaker beer.
Imagine if that was how your dad died and your family sunk into poverty, you and your 6 siblings and your mom.
So this guy who I specifically talked about was fairly young, but his dad had to come identify him in the hospital and be like, yeah, that's my son.
That's my son, Robbie.
Died.
That's my Robbie.
Died like that's a good, solid.
Not as good as yours.
Yeah.
Not as good as yours.
No.
Try.
But yeah, 13 people dead from alcohol poisoning as chaos unfolded around them. Really just sounds like a spring break in a lot of ways.
Yeah. With slightly less death.
Slightly.
Than like
They don't
Panama
do
City.
spring break like they used to anymore because everybody's getting chased out of town.
Well, because they're all on their phones. Like, nobody knows how to fucking act. Like, I was at a music festival, and they're all just talking. I'm like, there's a concert going on. Shut up.
What music festival, ACO?
It was like the Sips and Sounds. Like, it was the first year
Oh,
they did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But yeah, Gen Z doesn't know how to, like, party. They
Yeah.
just, like, are on their phones and talking.
I wonder if I'm like an old person sounding like that or if it's actually true now. Because I feel like it's true.
It is true, and they're awkward. Like, okay, there was a group of girls. They asked us to take a picture. We're taking a picture. And, like, I don't know, growing up in Instagram during college and
Yeah.
stuff, like, you know how to take a group picture. And I was like, these girls are not going to like this picture. And so I was, like, coaching them. And I was like, loosen your arm. Like, stop being weird. Like, they don't even know how to do all the normal things that we do.
Now,
Yeah.
I do have a question, though. Say you go to a jam band. Are you allowed to have conversations during? Because it's just background noise.
No,
Yeah,
man.
but you have to whisper.
you
The
just-
problem is when they're talking over. Like,
I get that when
talk
there's
at a
lyrics.
normal
They're not there
volume.
for the show. They're there to say
For
they were at the
drugs,
show.
yeah.
And to do drugs.
But like you go to a Dead concert or you go to a Goose concert, you're not allowed to talk.
It's not that you're not allowed to talk, but, like, you can't be yelling.
It's the same song
You
for
can't be
4
yelling.
hours.
I think it's different because it's like at a jam band, people aren't as drunk as they are, like,
High and
high.
But they're
Right.
high and they want to feel the
Drunk
music.
people
So I
yell.
feel like I'm kind of
Yeah.
Stoned people talking to the ether.
They're
Or
feeling
don't even want to talk.
the
Yeah.
vibrations.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think there's just less desire for conversation.
Yeah. But you might ruin their high.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Fair enough. Well, that's all I got for today.
Gabby, thanks for joining.
What did you guys learn?
I learned that again, these alcohol tidal waves would just hit towns in like the 1900s quite often.
It feels like
Like every other
Yeah,
year.
what's really behind this? Like, I feel like is it an architectural, like, engineering problem?
Is it a competition thing?
no, because
or
all of
maybe
them were
they're-
started by fires, right?
not all of them. No, a lot of them were poor containers.
Oh no, the molasses was poor containers. I thought the beer was a fire also, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think it was again a
Okay.
storage issue.
Well, this one was fire.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair,
The upkeep too. It's
To-
just people being cheap.
cheap.
The
Yeah.
Gilded Age. There was a lot of cheap magnets.
Oh, actually, my
Magnates?
favorite story from the Gilded Age. Did you do this episode? The sinking of that ferry,
Yeah. Yeah,
where the
I think I did that on the Patreon.
okay, there was this ferry that sank. What, in New York?
Mhm.
And this is just like pre, basically like any regulations or people checking things, and they had these life jackets. on the thing, and they like weren't working right or didn't look like they were full. So
You're
they
like made of hay.
they
or something.
stuffed shit in them. No, because hay floats.
Oh.
They stuffed shit in them to make it look like it was full, but they were like heavy.
Uh-huh.
So people put life jackets on their children
sank.
and threw them into the water so they'd be safe, and then they sank to the fucking bottom.
Yep. So if you want to get back to unregulated tycoons,
Parenting goals.
Yeah. The problem,
I advise against
while I do generally agree that the market should decide things, the great flaw in that is that the market decides things after things have happened.
Yeah.
So it's like we're not doing that again.
Yeah, exactly. It's hindsight is 2020.
Right.
because once the trust and the monopolies run everyone out of town, all the small businesses, they don't really follow rules at all.
Yeah.
Or
Pretty much.
care.
They're
They're just gonna cut it. They're gonna cut every corner.
Gabby,
Yeah.
what'd you learn today?
I learned that dogs can commit suicide,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that is the only dog that didn't go to heaven.
He technically didn't.
There's
God
just
sent
no
that
way.
dog to hell.
There's-
Yeah.
And like, there's probably no other dogs down there.
But I
How
mean,
many other dogs have killed themselves?
Yeah, but what if he was really soy?
Really, saw we?
Did he get last rites as he was falling out the window?
That's the thing. I think the suicide outweighs the wee sawi.
If you're really sorry, but you commit suicide,
Maybe
yeah,
it's
you still go to
Hitler's
hell.
dog.
Because you
Hitler-
say you're really sorry, but then you kill yourself. That's a sin on your blank slate.
yeah.
So you don't.
So it doesn't.
If
work.
your
It doesn't-
last act is that.
Yeah, you kind of.
yeah.
Now, the loophole on that is you take all the pills.
and then you do your last rites.
Yes.
As you're foaming at the mouth.
Yes. Yes.
Then you use that.
Yeah, but God still
You
might.
can't blow your brains out because that's the last act.
He
But
might
if
Yeah.
you-
dock you though for
Oh.
not trying to
And
save
then you're
yourself.
like, I really am sorry, but I am also not willing
Yeah,
to go to
it's too
the-
late now.
As long as you make
late.
an
Yeah.
effort to get to the hospital with the pills, maybe.
You just walk. You just start walking.
I mean, God knows you were going through the motions.
Yeah.
He understands.
And he knows
Who's
you're
today's
sorry.
Hitler?
How did the fire start?
Yeah.
Just shitty.
Oh,
The
Sure.
security guard smoking. a
Probably.
cigar.
Just like,
That
all right,
guy.
I'm done smoking my cigar.
Yeah.
I'll throw it wherever I want because it's 1875 and literally nothing fucking matters.
Is there a Hitler today?
I think it's
Feels-
the 13 people who drank themselves to death.
But like they are their own Hitler, you know, like they didn't
Yeah.
inflict it.
Yeah, we
on
don't
anyone.
victim blame here.
We
Yeah.
victim blame all the time here, first off. But
Not with our own people.
I think Hitler is whoever didn't water this whiskey down before packaging it up.
you always spray the barrel.
I'm going to say the dog owner.
Yeah.
The dog owner.
Just let him
Because you know that dog
roam around.
was used to drinking. That dog wasn't
Not its
drinking all
first
that.
sip.
Yeah, that was not his first sip of alcohol.
No.
So don't give your dogs alcohol.
Yeah, that was always
It's
weird.
a big
with
no-no. I don't think
pets
it's funny.
in college, people
I
would
don't
always
think it's
give their.
funny when people do that.
No.
It's
It's not
weird.
funny. Or like a thing in high school. I didn't really see this in college very much, but in high school, people were like, check this out. You can get your dog high if you blow weed in
On
its
their
ear.
ears. I hate that.
I would
And they
never
don't
do that.
have fun.
I wouldn't do that to Chase Motley.
No.
No booze.
So that's the Hitler. is
my
that
dog's
dog
straight
owner.
edge.
Yeah, my dog too. My dog's judgmental.
My dogs would go insane if they.
He's a
Although I
teetotaler.
think
Your dog is from the commercials where you're kind of melted into the couch, and he's just like, I don't like how you are anymore.
Like they judge. They have that little judgy look.
I should say real quick that I think I might have gotten one of my dogs addicted to nicotine.
Why? How?
So I throw some of these Zyn pouches in the bathroom trash,
Oh no.
and Leo likes
into
to
the bathroom
rifle through the bathroom trash sometimes. And it used to be that the trash was just like picked at, and he was just looking.
Oh,
But
now
lately the
he's-
messes have been frantic, as if
He started
searching
zinning.
heavily or something. By the way, my wife doesn't know that either. Just like the story I told you off air that I won't even
We
allude
won't.
to
We
beyond
won't
that.
mention it. We won't mention it.
It's not like horrible, like cheating or anything like that, but I won't allude to it beyond that. And also,
I already forget it. You're gonna have to remind me, or you didn't tell me.
Off air.
she didn't. She also still doesn't realize that I
Zin.
Yeah, she's been completely unawares.
She'll never know.
Maybe she knows. She just doesn't care.
I think she would be annoyed.
Yeah.
It
She's
is-
always annoyed.
It's
at you.
been kind of a crazy uptick with how many people do nicotine pouches.
Everyone does. See, Adrian Brody took one out on
Yeah.
his way up to give his
I
speech.
thought it was gum.
Nah,
I was at the
that
pitch and putt
That was a
today,
Zyn?
thick pouch,
and everyone there was popping a lip in.
nicking
Zyn?
up. Yeah.
It's crazy. I I guess
Dogs
I gotta
shouldn't
catch
smoke,
up.
and dogs shouldn't drink, and dogs shouldn't do Zen.
No. I don't want my dog to do
Yeah, but the
Zen.
nicotine pouches almost seem kind of like a bitch move. Like this is shit we would do in high school or even middle school that we get made fun of
Yeah.
for like pouches.
Yeah.
Pouches.
It's a different time
But
now.
now we're a
Yeah.
grown man. And
We're
I
all
guess
soft.
More
We're a
sophisticated.
soft generation.
Soft hands. And we do soft hands work, so.
We do.
And this is softcore
Someone
history.
Yeah.
the other day said they agree with us, but that we work bitch ass jobs.
We do work bitch ass jobs.
And I
like
agree.
like objectively bitch ass jobs.
Yeah.
And
There's
it's a
not it's not even an
privilege.
insult. You're just like telling you're like, Rob, your hair's brown. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
And again, we don't tell people we're podcasters. It's
No.
embarrassing.
No.
That is embarrassing, but it's okay.
Tell them I'm unemployed.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes.
And I mean, it's very believable with my current look.
Yeah.
So check out the YouTube if you want to see it.
Yeah, please do. YouTube.com/softcorehistory. That's all I got for today. Gabby, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Where can the good people find you, Gabby?
Everywhere on the internet at Gab Monty.
You got any shows coming up?
Probably, but
Who
just
cares?
follow me if you like me, and don't if you don't.
Yeah.
I always hate that when comedians are like find me in Tulsa next week. I'll be
like,
playing the
yeah.
Giggle Hut. Got some tickets to sell. That'd be cool.
Yeah, please. I don't make any money. I paid for travel myself.
Yeah, no.
Please. But yeah, that's all I got for Dan Regester and Gabby Montemayor. I am Rob Fox.
You just got soft served.